Hello, everyone. We are back for a brand new year. This is Jay, and we're at From Heroes to Icons for our must-have comic books. We are looking at the books for January 8th, 2020. And I'd like to wish everybody a happy and fantastic new year. And it seems like the comic book companies are starting the new year off right. First, we're going to just say something about Jorge Jimenez, who has been a resounding, constant artist at DC Comics on his run of Super Sons and then on his current run of Justice League. And now it looks like he's going to take on the Dark Knight. And it's kind of great because he goes from drawing the Justice League with James Tynion to Batman with James Tynion. I know it's going to be something really great to look forward to. And Marvel has something a little bit different. They have a new Magic school book coming out. I guess it's a little too late to hop on the Harry Potter bus, but Strange Academy, I think this is coming out in February or March. It looks pretty dope. And me personally, anything that Humberto Ramos is doing, I'm definitely going to pick up. So we're going to get into these books. This week is a little bit more robust of books, not necessarily too many things from DC. And as always, it's what I'm looking at and pretty much what I like. I can't do like comics with Bueller. That's just way too much work. But, I guess all of us cover a certain spectrum. So this week we're going to start off with Dark Horse Comics. We have The Butcher of Paris #2 by Stephanie Phillips and Dean Coates. Elf Quest Stargazer's Hunt #2 by Winnie and Richard Penny and Sony Strait. And Kill Whitey Donovan #2 by Duncan Sidney and Natalie Barahona. Cover A is by Jason Pearson and cover B is by Barahona. Moving over to DC Comics, we're going to start off with Aquaman 100-page giant #2. We got Batman and the Outsiders #9 by Brian Hill and Dexter Soy. Cover A is by Tyler Kirkham and cover B is by Chris Burnham. Batman 86 by James Tynion and Tony Daniels. Daniels is doing cover A, and Francesco Mattina is doing cover B. Catwoman 19, drawn, written, and cover A by Joel Jones, and cover B is by Ian McDonald. Last book for the DC Comics is Justice League #12 by Brian Michael Bendis and John Timms. Timms is doing cover A, and Nick Bradshaw is doing cover B. Moving over to Image Comics, we have Ascender #8 by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nugent. Gideon Falls #20 by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Sorrentino is doing cover A, and Gabriel Ba is doing cover B. We have a second print of Philadelphia #1, and usually these second prints are a much lower print run. So either get in contact with your LCS or, well, I guess you can't pre-order it because it comes out next week. So see if you can grab one of those. Oblivion Song 23 by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo de la Fleche. Sonata #7 by David Hines and Brian Haberlin. And Haberlin is doing both cover A and cover B. And that is it for our Image Comics. Next up is our indies. We have Buffy the Vampire Slayer #11 by Jody Belair and David Lopez. Cover A is by Mark Espinal. Cover B, beautiful cover, is by Kevin Wada. Cover C, I believe, is a connecting cover by Steve Morris. Beautiful painted cover. And cover D is the FOC variant. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers #2 by Ryan Perot and Simone DeMeo. Dan Mora is doing cover A. Goni Montes is doing cover B. and cover C is the FOC variant. Red Mother #1 also has a second print coming out this week with all new artwork on the front. And that is it for our independents. Last but definitely not least is Marvel Comics. First, we have The Amazing Spider-Man 37 by Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley. And we're only showing cover A for that, and that is by Ryan Ottley. Black Cat #8 by Jed McKay and Travel Foreman. J. Scott Campbell is doing cover A, and Jay Anacleto is doing cover B, which is a Marvel's X variant cover. Captain Marvel #12 has a second print, and I believe that cover is by Andrea Sorrentino. Conan Serpent War #3 by Jim Zub and Luca Pizarra. Cover A is by Carlos Pacheco. Cover B is by Kim Jacinto, and cover C is by Marcos Martin. Deadpool #2 by Kelly Thompson and Chris Bacalo. Not getting that book, but I do want to get it just for the artwork. Excalibur #2 is getting a second print. Same cover, but it has a monotone color to the cover. Excalibur #5 by Tiny Howard and Marcus Toe. Cover A is by Mahmoud Asrar. Cover B is by Philip Tan, and that is the 40th anniversary of the Dark Phoenix cover. And cover C is the Marvel's X variant. Fallen Angels #1 also is getting a second print, and I believe that is an image from the inside of the book. Ghost Rider #4 by Ed Brisson and Aaron Cooter, and I'm only showing one cover for that, and that is by Aaron Cooter. Ghost Spider #6 by Shonen Maguire and Takashi Miyazawa, and only one cover for that, and that is by Greg Land, and to me, that is a cover grail, most definitely. The Immortal Hulk is giving us 2 reprints this week, and that's number 26 and number 27, and those are like, I guess like the pencil sketch variants or whatever you want to call it. And most likely those will be hot just because they're the penciled variants of Alex Ross's work. 26 looks fire. Immortal Hulk 29 by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. Alex Ross is doing cover A, and Joe Bennett is doing cover B, and that is a Marvel's X variant cover. Marauders #2 also gets a second print, and that has, I don't know where this artwork came from, but it's dope. That's a nice cover right there. Marvel X #1 by Alex Ross, Jim Kruger, and Will B. Alex Ross is doing cover A, John Paul Leon is doing cover B, and Will B is doing cover C. Miles Morales, The End by Saladin Ahmed and Damon Scott. Cover A is by Raza, and cover B is by Damon Scott. It's the first time I've seen his work in a long time. I ain't gonna get into my Comic-Con escapades with Damon Scott. No, I ain't gonna get into that. Morbius #3 by Vita Ayala and Marcelo Ferreira. Scon is doing cover A, and Juan Jose Rip is doing cover B. New Mutants #2 is also getting a second print. Same cover, different color palette on the front. New Mutants #5 by Ed Brisson and Marco Fela. Rod Reyes is doing cover A, and Juan Jose Rip is doing cover B. Ruins of Ravencroft #1 by Frank Terry and Angel Inzunta. Cover A is by Geraldo Sandoval, and cover B is by Ariel Alvalade. Savage Avengers #9 by Jerry Dugan and Patrick Zurcher. Kind of falling off on that book. And Marvel's new book this week, I believe this is a mini-series. And this is Star #1 by Kelly Thompson and Javier Pina. Cover A is by Carmen Carnero. Cover B is by J. Scott Campbell. And cover C is by Jing Hung Lee. I'm sorry. I mixed up the cover A and the cover B. And that Ji Hung Lee cover is an expensive incentive cover. Strike Force number 3 by Tiny Howard and Jacopo Campini. Symbiote Spider-Man number 2 by Peter David and Greg Land. Greg Land is doing cover A. Mark Bagley is doing cover B. Ron Lim is doing cover C. And Alex Suvuk is doing cover D. We have a True Believers this week. And I believe it was the miniseries of Moon Knight number 1. And Venom 22 by Donnie Cates and Mark Bagley. Bagley is doing cover A. And John Tyler Christopher gives us a Marvel X variant. X-Force number 5 by Ben Percy and Joshua Cassara. Dustin Weaver is doing cover A. Russell Donnerman is doing Dark Phoenix variant for cover B. And cover C is the Marvel X variant by Greg Land. Last book from Marvel this week is a reprint, and that is X-Men number 2. And that has the same cover, but a different color palette on the front. For our covers of the week, we are going to go with Batman 86, the Francesco Mattina cover. Catwoman number 19 by Joel Jones. Miles Morales, The End, the Raza cover. Sonata number 7, the cover B. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer 11, that is the Steve Morris connecting cover. And my cover of the week is none other, of course, than Ghost Spider number 6 by Greg Land. For our books of the week, we only have a few. Star number 1, of course, and everybody must have picked that up, and most likely the J. Scott Campbell cover will be the hottest. Batman 86, we are happy to have a new writer on that, and James Tynion will most likely give us a nice slam dunk. Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 11, a fan favorite of mine, and the book of the week is Miles Morales, The End. I don't know why I think this book is going to be dope, but just a funny feeling. All right, people, that is it for this week. Hopefully we will have another fantastic week of books coming up on the coming weeks. Make sure you get all your wish lists ready for 2020. All those back issues that you want to fill out for your runs. And remember, I will catch you at the same bat time and at the same bat channel. Peace.